We're recording this sucker. Welcome, welcome. It is July 2nd. It is Thursday night, and this is our Coach Opportunity webinar. We are here and excited to talk about the new position that was created by Codebreaker Technologies in part due to COVID and the pivot that we needed to make as a company, and to create something that you can do virtually from the safety of your home. And so we are excited to share more details about this position and what it can mean for you and your business. And we are just saying hello to people from all over the world are coming in tonight. So welcome to everyone. Please, if you're just coming in on the call, share where you are from. We want to hear where you're from. I'm currently sitting in Maryland, in Gaithersburg, Maryland, which is right outside Washington, D.C. And Mamie, where are you? Right now you're in Colorado. And we've got, you're going to be hearing from Sherry later, and they're in California. And so we've got Phoenix, Arizona, Pompano Beach, Florida, Cortland, Illinois. Cortland, that's where my grandparents used to live. Des Moines, Iowa. Richardson, Texas, Charleston, South Carolina. We have some, and earlier we were talking about, we have a lot of Canadians in the house tonight. And people from all over the world are coming in. India. Oh my gosh, so many people are coming in. We had hundreds of people registered for tonight's webinar, so I just wanted to give it a couple minutes to have people say hello, and then I'm going to actually start off with a poll. We're gonna do a little interaction here. Yes, Barbara, Cortland's where my Aunt Betty and Uncle Bob still live. That's right. You're like family. All right, so let's launch a poll here. I would love to know, who are you? Please select the best answer. Are you a coach, trainer, or speaker with your own business? Are you another type of business owner? Are you an employee, either part-time or full-time, working for someone else? Or are you unemployed or laid off, or just searching for your next best thing? Would love to know. So I'll leave this poll up for a couple minutes. As people come in, please take the poll. Let us know who you are and where you fit in this survey. Anasuya is calling in from Tucson, Arizona. Yvonne is a coach, speaker, and author. Ben is a trainer. Trainer, speaker, and bottle washer. Nice. So if you're two of them, that's okay. Just pick one. Pick the one that you resonate with the most. For our poll, that'll be just fine with us. Kathy is a coach and trainer. Looks like right now we got about 62% of us are saying we are a coach, speaker, or trainer with our own business. About 22% of us are saying we're a different kind of business owner. We have about 14% of us saying that we are an employee, working part-time or full-time for someone else. And we've got 2% of us saying we're unemployed, laid off, and searching at the moment. So if you're just joining us, share in the chat box who you are and where you are from. And if the poll disappeared, if you want to take your cursor and scroll down to the bottom where the participant and the chat box is, there should be a poll button. So if you hit that poll button, that poll is still live and running. So you can hit that poll button and the little box should pop up, and then you can answer the question. Maria is from Downey, California. Ben, I don't know if you're on a laptop or a phone. It might be different on the phone. But maybe there's a more button. If you hit the more button, if you go to the bottom, there should be a more button perhaps, then maybe the poll button is part of the more button. You can type it in the chat box if you really want to. Are you a coach, trainer, or speaker? That's option one. A different type of business owner, an employee, or unemployed, laid off, or searching for your next best thing? I'm going to just give it a few more seconds, because then I have a second question I'm going to ask everybody. So it looks like we're still at about 63% of us, coach, speaker, or trainer, 21% different type of business owner, 11% an employee, and 5% unemployed, laid off, or searching for our next best thing. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and end that poll. And then I'm going to launch a second question. So question number 2 is, why are you here? So maybe it's because you believe in multiple sources of revenue to achieve real wealth and you love new opportunities. That's option 1. 2, you're passionate about helping people and enjoy coaching others. 3, you took a financial hit due to COVID and you need to turn things around. 4, someone I trust invited me and I'm open to hearing more information. Or other. Maybe there's some other reason that I did not list here in which you can choose other. But which of these applies to you? You love the new opportunities. You love to help people. You took a financial hit. You're looking to help mitigate that. Or you're here for just some more information because someone invited you and you trust them. Or other. You can only pick one. You got to pick the one that fits the best. Which one fits the best? Cindy says the first 3 all apply. That's okay too. You could have more than one, just pick one for now. Which one resonates the most? Yvette, you're from San Antonio. Etienne says the poll was on log on. All I know is if you're already logged in, it should pop up. But if for some reason it was hidden, I'm pretty sure there's a way to get it to pop back up again down on the menu bar somewhere. All right, looks like so far about 40% are saying they believe in multiple sources of revenue and love new opportunities. 31% are saying they're passionate about helping people. 3% are saying they took a financial hit and need to turn things around. And 23% say they're here because someone invited them and they're open to hearing more information. And then 3% chose other. So it looks like number 1 is the highest. Believe in multiple sources of revenue and love new opportunities. Yes, Mindy, someone does know our aunt and uncle, and she is actually a coach in this program, and I've been getting to know Barbara the last few months, and she's pretty cool. It was funny that the world is a small place. My sister's on the call tonight, y'all. My sister's calling in from South Carolina. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to close out this poll. So we're at 41% believe in additional sources of revenue and new opportunities. 30% are passionate about helping people and like to coach. 3% took a financial hit, and that's why they're here tonight. 23% say they're here because someone trusted, someone invited them who they trust and they want the more information. And about 4% are having some other reason. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and end the polling on that. Yes, Charlie, my sister lives near there, near Charleston. Okay, so let me close this out. So that was good. It's good information just to know who is on this call, and we are excited to provide the information, to share the opportunity, to express why we love this program and how we love to help people. And I am about to, and by the way, I just want to give a shout out to Mamie Lamley, who's the director of coaching. So Mamie, do you just want to say hello to everybody?
Hey everybody, welcome. You are in for a treat. Back to you, Stephanie.
All right, that was just wanted to make sure you got to see Mamie's face. And now I have the honor and distinct pleasure of bringing forward our webinar speaker for this evening. She is the founder of this method, the creator of this method, and I met her 5 years ago when I went to eWomen Network National Conference and immediately saw the value in this methodology and signed up to become a trainer. And it's been a wonderful journey. I love this woman. I love her and the CEO of our company, Esther. So let me just bring forward Miss Sherry Tree.
I have to start my video and unmute. Hi, everybody. Hey, it's Sherry, and I'm a little bit more casual today. And that doesn't mean that I don't treat this very seriously, but I am very excited to be here. I'm celebrating the 4th of July weekend, being a little bit more patriotic with my red, white, and blue. And also celebrating the birth of our son and him coming home. He was in the NICU for the first 5 weeks of his life, born 10 weeks early, if you could imagine. And we just got to bring him home in the last 24 hours. And so I'm in mommy mode, but I still wanted to show up for you on this webinar, and we might have a special guest, and that is our little son. And Esther, if you want to come out here, we just wanted to do a quick little sneak preview for those of you that have been following us on social media. And we'll show you our little baby son, Kai, who's right there. He just turned 5 weeks old, and he's still considered 36 weeks in terms of gestational age. He wasn't due until the end of July. So we got a special early visit from this little guy. And he's our why. This is the reason that we're doing what we're doing, and I'm excited to be here. So I want to jump in. Thank you for your time. Thank you for participating in the polls. Esther, thank you for bringing little Kai guy out here. Just an amazing little dude. And what we're doing this webinar for is because we're expanding rapidly, and there's a new business model. We're looking for virtual coaches that want to get certified, and we're going to show you what the opportunity is. It's not for everyone, but there is an amazing opportunity. With every setback comes the opportunity for a comeback. And this is a chance for those of you that are looking for extra opportunities to generate income, to change a lot more lives, and to take advantage of the new business model in 2020, which is literally working from home and building virtual businesses. Since the launch of our coaching program that we're going to share with you, our sales have just skyrocketed, which has been really amazing. And part of that is on the cusp of what's happening out there in the global economy, which has not been good. As we all know, 2020 probably wasn't anything close to what we thought it was going to be. And there's a lot of challenges that are out there happening. You know, here's some quick ones that I'll share with you. For example, small employers are in crisis, with half saying that they'll have to shut down in less than 2 months if they don't get help. And we probably have all seen businesses closing across our different cities. 9 out of 10 small businesses have been impacted by COVID-19, with 43% indicating a severe negative impact. Again, it's catastrophic what's happening out there. Additionally, it found that 41% of small business owners have experienced a revenue decrease of 50% or more. So there are people that are bleeding financially and just looking for ways to earn extra income or get their revenues pumped back up, and they're looking for anything that's going to give them that inside competitive advantage. 1/3 of small businesses have closed up permanently, with an additional 14% planning to do so. It's wiping out today's business owners and entrepreneurs, and my heart breaks for those that are caught up in the negative impact of this. 1/3 of businesses have laid off, furloughed, or made reductions to their entire workforce. I think, again, we all know people probably personally and intimately that have been laid off, that have been furloughed, and just closed shop. And of those employers, 40% report that layoffs were permanent. So unfortunately, they're not even going back as the economy sets itself up for a comeback. 28 million people in the United States have lost their jobs over the past few months. Real employment rate likely nearing 18%. Some have predicted 20. It slid back a little bit this last month in June, except that because the virus is on a comeback, they're expecting it to climb back up. And just for comparison, this is the economy right now in America is 3 times worse than the 2008 market collapse, if you can imagine. And I think we can all remember, like yesterday, the collapse of the markets in 2008, all of the real estate and everything that happened. We're 3 times worse today in 2020. And I don't think any of us saw that happening. And that's really unfortunate. And also by comparison, the Great Depression in the year 1933, for those of you that are looking for an interesting fact, the Great Depression hit just under 25% unemployment rate. And you can see like where we are in America, it is dangerous. And because of that, small business owners are in a desperate position for cash. They need cash because they live on cash flow in order to keep their businesses open. And I think many of you can relate to that. If they don't receive an increase in revenues, in sales, in incomes, then they're just not going to survive. And we as a company at Codebreaker Technologies want to do something about it. And that's exactly why I bring up this quote from Robert Kiyosaki, author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He said, most people get 1, maybe 2 opportunities of a lifetime. And as you're watching this webinar, perhaps for the very first time, and you're sitting there saying, you know, gosh, is this my first opportunity of a lifetime, or might this be my last? What I'd recommend is that don't let it be your last. And when you recognize something, the key is to take action. And that's why we're here. Codebreaker Technologies is the world leader in personality coding technology. And you might be saying, what the heck does that have to do with COVID-19 and the collapse of the modern day business world as we know it? What if I told you it has everything to do with it? What if I told you that we had the solutions for business, for helping them impact their revenues? And what if I told you this has the ability to impact what's happening in everyday life, in their relationships, and in their meaning of life? And that's kind of the secret behind our product and why we're surging with tremendous opportunity to help people. So if you have a heart of gold and you say, I'd love to help people and I'd love to be able to earn revenue for me and my family by helping other people earn revenue for themselves and their families, this is the right place, right time. Now, an opportunity of a lifetime, I wanted to quantify because I believe it helps you understand what you're looking for when you're looking for how to classify something as an opportunity of a lifetime. Because I am suggesting that this is one of the two. There has to be an insane demand for the product, right? People need to want this product. So as I show you the B.A.N.K product, it'll become a no-brainer, okay? There has to be a supply to meet that product demand. Obviously, we're gonna handle that. There has to be distribution. How do we move the product into the market so that the people that want it and need it get access to it? And of course, there has to be profit. What's in it for me? What's in it for you? What's in it for them? Creating the ultimate win-win-win. And that's what we are committed to. Now, as we look at our company revenues, one side of our business took a hit. I speak on big stages at huge conferences all over the world, for example, generate millions of dollars a year just in that one piece alone. And a lot of our speaking engagements and conferences got postponed into the fall, into 2021. I actually just got booked into 2022, okay? So you can see what's happening. At the same time, another 2 divisions of our company started to spike dramatically. And one of them is this opportunity that I'm going to share with you right here. Now, we are a global opportunity because we have clients in more than 100 different countries, 180 to be exact. And the entire world got impacted by COVID-19, creating opportunity literally worldwide, okay? Now, what type of opportunity? What we have focused on is dominating the business space, the sales space, the entrepreneur, the business owner, the sales professional. And we came out with a revolutionary product called B.A.N.K. I authored the book, Why They Buy. And what this product teaches business owners is how to unlock the secrets, the science, and the system that can supercharge their sales up to 300%. And that's where we got started. My book is a bestseller. We sell thousands and thousands of copies every single month around the world. And this B.A.N.K methodology is revolutionary because it's designed to help a business owner triple their revenue, triple their sales results, triple the amount of customers that are opting in. And if you think about what that impact would do, I want you to just stop and think real quick, because you may or may not like the topic of sales. But when you think about what's happening out there in the real world, and the businesses that are collapsing, the finances that are literally going bankrupt, the families that are being impacted, it's catastrophic, my friends. And catastrophe can lead to opportunity if you can bring a solution to people who are desperate for it, people who are on bended knee at night praying to their God to ask for a solution to rescue them. And that's where my heartstrings absolutely get tapped on. And those that are a part of our community are sitting there saying, guys, we have a solution and we can bring that to the economy. And not only can we do that, we can absolutely impact relationships. You know, all of the race riots that are happening and the disruption that's happening, the dysfunction, you know, divorce rates are escalating, domestic violence is escalating, suicide is escalating, alcoholism and drug abuse is escalating. This lockdown has had a massive negative impact on humans. And we as a company fight for that way beyond sales. Now, in business, just so you can see my story and kind of why I got passionate about it in the first place, as a business owner, I was terrible at earning income. I was 100% commission driven. My first 5 years, I basically sucked at it. I couldn't make six figures no matter how hard I worked. And I was working 60 to 80 hours a week, for those of you that are familiar with the hustle or the grind. And I'd always heard from people, you got to work smarter, not harder, but no one ever told me how. They never showed me what to do. They just told me that sales was a numbers game and that in order to get more yeses, I had to get more nos. And I said, you know, that's actually one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. The truth is, in order to get more yeses, you have to get more yeses. So 20 years ago, I sat out on a quest to figure out how to get more yeses, and I cracked the code. In one single year, my income jumped from 72,000 to over $500,000. And within 3 years, my income was over $1 million a year. By 33 years old, I was making over $1 million a year, if you could imagine. And if you can't imagine, what if we could create the possibility where you could imagine it? And that's where life starts to get exciting. It's amazing to be both purpose-driven, helping people change their lives, and profit-driven. And what if you could, in fact, have the best of both? So as I brought this revolutionary methodology to market called B.A.N.K and created tools, training, and technology for the marketplace, we have created unprecedented opportunity for good people. People like you, people like me, people like speakers, coaches, authors, consultants, entrepreneurs that are looking to improve their life, improve their revenue, improve their relationships. And if you're an opportunist looking for a side hustle, looking for additional streams of income, I'm personally someone who believes in massive and passive income. I am a student of Rich Dad Poor Dad. I've been reading that book and I've been quoting that man for 20 years, Robert Kiyosaki. And I've infused everything I know about how to win in business and create a program that is duplicatable, that is transferable, and that is scalable worldwide. And that's why you have been invited to this webinar. Now, when you get behind the brand of B.A.N.K, and here's Les Brown, he's basically like a spokesperson for us. He absolutely loves this system. And the reason is, if you read this quote here, he said, B.A.N.K is a game changer for every entrepreneur and sales professional. And I want you to think, how relevant is it in today's marketplace? On top of this quote has been around probably for 5 years now. He said, this system will strengthen your confidence. Well, who doesn't need more confidence right now in the middle of COVID, right? In the middle of market collapse 3 times worse than 2008 and 9. Expand your selling skills. Who could not benefit from expansion of selling skills, sales conversion, shortening sales cycles, getting more yeses than nos? Honestly, if you could bring that to your everyday entrepreneur in your local city, you would become the hero of the city. The mayor would give you the key to the city if you could bring them this solution. And of course, the net result for both you and client is dramatically increase your income. And why I'm such a fan of income isn't because money is everything, you know, but money, it brings solutions. And I'm telling you, in times, especially difficult times, it pays to have money to pay. It pays to have resources. It pays to be able to have the opportunity to unlock doors that you need to walk through, bridges to build that you need to cross. And that's why I'm a huge fan of money. Even nonprofits are funded by the millions and the billions of people who have money, because money fuels our world economy. And I always like to tell people, especially if you don't like sales, but you love people, that if the world stopped selling, the entire economy would come to a screeching halt. And I used to talk about this before COVID. No one ever believed the world economy would come to a stop. No one ever believed it. And here we are in the year 2020, when we thought that the future was going to be paved with golden bricks. We're looking out into the world at catastrophic financial collapse, on top of other types of collapses like relationships, marriages, failure after failure happening right now. And that's because the world stopped selling. Businesses shut down, restaurants closed, companies went bankrupt. So if you have a heart that says, I love people and I would love to earn profits helping people, good people, get back up on their feet, then this is for you. Forbes wrote us up this past year and said, what you guys have created, we just launched the world's first artificial intelligence called Codebreaker AI that can literally predict someone's buying behavior or bank code or communication style in nanoseconds. They call this the future of sales. So we've got something like we talked about, you know, when you have demand and we have supply, we can, we hit two of those four criteria. Now here's Robert Kiyosaki talking about the Titanic, which is like what's happening in the marketplace. He said, if you were on the Titanic, what would you be doing? Would you be looking for a lifeboat, or would you be making dinner reservations? I love his candor. You know, he's a little bit sarcastic, but he has so much power and truth that he talks about that he creates wake-up calls for people. Right? The number one reason he says I'm doing okay financially is because I don't trust our leaders, especially educators like my poor dad. Our world is run by educated poor dads. Look for a lifeboat. So speaking of which, we have one. And I want to introduce you to the opportunity to become a Codebreaker coach. Now I have this picture of a whitewater raft, and I miss whitewater rafting so bad. I absolutely love it. I used to be a whitewater rafting guide. I'm going to show you how becoming a certified coach is like becoming a whitewater rafting guide, where you can guide your clients down the river to not just survive, but to thrive. And again, you'll become their hero forever if you can teach them the skill sets that we have to teach. This is me back in the day. Like, look how young and skinny I was. This is with me with my brother Tom, on the river in my early 20s. Okay, so 20 something years ago. And I'm still that person today. It's just, instead of running rivers as a guide, I became a guide or a master guide in life, in business. And I became very passionate about that. But that skill set still exists in me and in our coaching program. Now, what coaching program do we have? I'm going to walk you through what it is that we're bringing to the market. We built something called the B.A.N.K intelligences, okay? And there's 6 different intelligences. You can see them listed here on your screen. Personality intelligence, the fact that people are different. Sales intelligence, how to convert more sales in less time. Emotional intelligence, how do you actually communicate effectively to become a great human being and have powerful relationships personally and professionally. Artificial intelligence, where we have the world's first intelligence, not just powered by B.A.N.K, but infused with empathy and emotional intelligence, making it unlike any AI in the world, to the point where we got invited to speak at the United Nations this past year. Actually, we were going to speak at a conference this year in 2020 as well, but that conference got postponed into next year. Business intelligence, because most entrepreneurs and business owners, the ones that need us so desperately, don't understand any of it, and yet they're the victims of business intelligence or the lack thereof. and spiritual intelligence, which is making sure you and your clients are completely aligned to their life purpose and creating maximum flow, which drives results for themselves and their lives, getting them totally congruent with all of this. And what we've created is the idea for our clients to work smarter, not harder. And why that's so important, again, if you can go back to how many times, if you could be paid $1 for every time you heard work smarter, not harder, and yet how many times did anyone ever show you how exactly to work smarter? None. So we have created that program with the intelligences. If you want to be smart and you want to work smart, then we created that solution for our clients. We call it the B.A.N.K iOS. B.A.N.K iOS. iOS stands for the B.A.N.K Intelligence Operating System. We built the world's first coaching program that is centered on B.A.N.K, so it's B.A.N.K centric, around these 6 intelligences. And as a matter of fact, we took it to a whole nother level. This whole program is facilitated by our certified coaches. We just certified more than 100 coaches worldwide to launch the B.A.N.K iOS system this past spring when COVID hit. And we had a surge of people say, wow, you guys are launching this new program to market. I want to be a customer of the product. I want to take the coaching program, or I want to become a certified coach. We just completed our first circuit of coach certification, and the results were fantastic, to the point where the market said, when is your next coaching certification program? I want to sign up for it. So I'm doing this webinar because we just created open enrollment for our next coaching certification program. It may or may not be for you, okay? But if it is, then you as a certified coach will be taking your clients through virtual coaching sessions. You can do it from the comfort of your home. When you can travel again, you can do this from your hotel room, anywhere in the world, okay? As long as you have an internet connection. And you're gonna take your clients through a 90-day circuit. Again, you can do it from anywhere. One of my favorite places is Hawaii. You can broadcast from Hawaii. One of my other favorite places is Lake Tahoe. You can broadcast from Lake Tahoe, okay? Wherever you are, you can run these sessions. We also created something called the B.A.N.K iOS assessment. Now, this is a very powerful tool. What's awesome about our program is that we're unlike any other coaching program in the market. Well, I like to say we're exactly the same as all of them, only completely different. The reason we're so different is, 1, we're the only one in the world with B.A.N.K. 2, we're the only one in the world with these 6 intelligences. And 3, our program is actually designed to drive results that are measurable by taking a before and after assessment at the beginning and the end of the 90 days. The customer, your client, can literally see the improvement happen in each of these 6 dimensions with this measurable assessment that was developed and designed by our partners of Codebreaker Analytics that are also university professors and full-time researchers that develop assessments professionally. So we wanted to create something that was scientifically validated for our clients to generate and drive results, not just a hocus pocus program. And that's one of the reasons most coaching programs fail, according to Inc., according to Forbes, according to Entrepreneur and Fortune. They said the #1 reasons that coaching programs fail is that they're not based on real results and they're more like therapy. That's not what we're looking for. So we built the entire infrastructure so that you can literally have a business in a box, plug and play. Now, the promise of our coaching program is to optimize your business and maximize your results, you meaning the client. So if you're qualified to become one of our coaches, you will offer them this coaching series, the 90-day circuits that are meant to drive their results in each one of these 6 dimensions. And our average client is experiencing a 1 to 3 point increase on a scale of 1 to 10 in just a 90-day circuit, which is phenomenal. Now, all of the materials and everything in the coaching program are included, which means if you qualify to become one of our coaches, you will be offering them each of these pieces throughout the 90-day circuit. And what our clients pay is $1,499 for one 90-day circuit. Plus, they pay $99 a month for access to our online tools, training, technology that support the coaching program. So you're the coaching program delivering our curriculum. They invest a one-time $1,499 for 90 days of coaching, averages $500 a month, very affordable for what they get, like beyond awesome, plus a $99 subscription that they are required to have throughout those 90 days. And most don't cancel because of the value of what they're getting. It includes a lead generation tool called B.A.N.K. It includes Codebreaker AI, our artificial intelligence, and it includes access to our online bank vault with more than 50 hours of course curriculum inside there as resource for them to grow their business. Okay, so that's what they get, plus the group coaching sessions and 2 private sessions in a 90-day circuit. Now, like I said, included in there is our 90-day subscription, which is awesome because we pay our coaches on the upfront $14.99, plus you earn residual income on the $99 a month billing, which creates the massive and passive income streams for our coaches. So we like to build business models where we practice what we preach. Now, what's entailed in the coaching program that you would be delivering if you're selected to be one of our coaches is you'll deliver a 90-day circuit with group sessions, plan on 1 a week, okay? 2 private coaching calls with each individual client. And trust me, it's worth it to have that relationship with your client. They're only 30 minutes. You do it at the beginning and the end of the 90 days. You're going to give them and administer the B.A.N.K iOS assessment. They take it. It doesn't cost you anything additional to give it to them. And all materials are provided literally business in a box style. Now, the total investment that the customer makes, again, is $1,499 upfront plus $99 per month. Their first month is included, okay? So it will bill them after 30 days. But then we had something special happen. We started having clients that said, hey, what if I want to take more 90-day circuits? How do I do that? Awesome. So what we ended up doing was expanding the program for our coaches, allowing them to offer 2 circuits to their customers and even 4 circuits to the customers. And what's awesome and what's cool about this, as we did some market research, is clients were putting themselves into 1 of 2 categories. Imagine making the sale to your customer where 50% of them were purchasing 1 circuit and just going through 90 days upfront. And the other 50% skipped over the second circuit and went all the way to the 4th circuit, buying all 4 circuits, basically the equivalent of 1 year of coaching. And we call that the pro circuit. What that does for the client is it unlocks lifetime access to your group sessions going forward. So as a coach, every time you offer your group sessions, you have your lifers that are with you that can join in, provide positive feedback, edify you, purchase more products from you that are part of that, and you get paid on that. So just know that that's massive income opportunities for you in offering that. I love this quote from Tiger Woods here. He says, or from Robert Kiyosaki about Tiger Woods. He says, why do highly educated people fail financially? Okay, and so as you're asking yourself that, like, why do smart people fail? Because they fail to fail enough, right? Tiger Woods has failed and come back greater and greater. If you're going to succeed at anything, find a place you can fail and learn and fail and learn again. Winners fail, losers do not. And why that's important is because you're going to have clients who pay good money for coaching from you to get access to this B.A.N.K iOS system. Okay, to be held accountable, to get the tools that they need that are measurable with very specific instructions on how to move the needle in each of those 6 dimensions. Okay, so not everybody loves coaching, and you wouldn't want everybody to coach. Trust me, I heard a quote recently that says, not all money is good money. Some people are just a nightmare and very difficult to coach. You don't want to take them on as clients. But there is the cream of the top that does invest in coaching. The people who are going after their goals, who are going after their dreams, who are committed to win, who are committed to success, who are committed to fail and get back up. And they need a coach. Let me share with you some of these powerful quotes on coaching. Coaching is taking a player where they can't take themselves. You would be that person. Think of the river guy down the river. Behind every fearless player is a fearless coach who refuses to let them be anything but the best they can be. Someone who holds them accountable. That's going to be you if you're selected to be one of our coaches. I absolutely believe that people, unless coached, never reach their maximum potential. I completely believe that. Most people do not know how to optimize themselves or their business. And so they're living lives of mediocrity, and their incomes and relationships reflect that. And you have the ability to take them to new levels, new heights, new dimensions that they've never been before because of being one of our coaches. You must expect great things of yourself before you can do them. And champions don't show up to get everything they want. I love this quote. They show up to give everything they have. Your clients, what we experienced in our coaching program as we launched this just a couple of months ago, unbelievable participation. Nobody missed their scheduled calls. Everyone was dialing in, going through the homework and participating because they wanted their results. And when they pay for it, you put your money where your mouth is. People played all out and it was awesome. Okay. And you guys can participate here in the chat box and you can share. Like if you have already gone through our coaching program and you're listening in on this webinar, you're probably on pins and needles. Even if you've already done it, even if you've already been accepted into our program and you're sitting there saying, this is so awesome, right? Type into the chat box on a scale of 1 to 10, like how awesome was the program that you already just went through in going through the B.A.N.K iOS and going through our coaching certification program. Put it out there. And you can share with those that are watching and looking at their potential opportunity to participate and to potentially get selected. Okay. So if that's you and you sit here and say, I would love the opportunity to become one of your coaches, I want you to type the word coach in the chat box. Type the word coach in the chat box. If you are a coach that's already been selected, if you would like to become a coach and you would like to be selected and considered. Our next certification round starts September 2nd as we come out of the next holiday, which is Labor Day. But never fear, we've got prep work that you'll be doing between now and then, ramping up so that we can hit the ground running in the fall and position you to graduate from our coach certification program in just a few short months, coming out of it, being ready to be profitable and putting money in your pocket. And trust me, there's a lot of people who not only want to ramp their fall, but they're looking for a better 2021 than the year 2020. And there's going to be a lot of people, just like weight loss, who said, I want this next year to be my best year ever. Scratch 2020. Some of them are going to do that. Not everyone. The champions are still going, right? We got a lot of people that are opting in. But there's going to be people who say, I want to do over in 2021. And you would be the next batch and the last batch of certified coaches for this year, positioning yourself. Okay. So coach, type the word coach in the chat box if you're like, that's me. And what I want to do is I want to show you, first of all, you're going to get trained by the masters. Right? So our coaching certification program is only facilitated by our master coaches here at Codebreaker Corporate. And you get access to phenomenal people. The program is led by our director of coaching, Mamie Lamley, who is absolutely phenomenal. And you have many of us that are supporting that process. Now, let me break down the finances, because I think one of the best ways to make decisions and to vet this out as a real potential opportunity of a lifetime is to just let's break down the numbers and let me show you the parts of it that can create impact for you and your family. So here's how this works. The client invests $1,499. We as the company process that revenue and then we pay it out. Okay. After the 3-day cancellation period, we pay out every other Friday. And here's how we break out the revenue that we pay out. We pay out 80% on this coaching product, unheard of. 20% goes to the person who made the sale. So if you go find your own client, you get paid 20%, which is $300. The other 60% goes to the coach that facilitates the coaching sessions over that 90-day circuit. Okay. So that means that the coach is going to earn an additional $900. Now, what's happening is we're going to teach you how to fish. We're going to teach you how to go out and get your own clients. It's not difficult. Matter of fact, we recorded the entire presentation for you. All you have to do is send out the video to those that are interested in this type of coaching program, and you can start getting customers. Okay. So we've already started signing up our first batch. As a matter of fact, over 100 something people just graduated from this coaching program. All right. Now, if you bring in your own customer, which we're going to teach you how to do, of the $14.99, you will recoup back $1,200 of that in paid out earnings, $1,200. Okay, 80% payouts. So this is an incredible business model for today's times. You can facilitate this from your own home, like I said, or your lanai in Hawaii, or your deck at Lake Tahoe, wherever you are. Okay. Total revenue payout is $1,200 per client. Now, let me run you through some sample revenue models. And again, the legal disclaimer is there's no income guarantees to our coaches. Okay. You're going to learn how to fish. We're going to teach you how to do that. If you do nothing, you're going to earn nothing. And I would say, do not apply. You're not who we're looking for. Okay. But if you're the type that's like, oh, game on, I'm a champion, let me go. Okay, here's a model of what if all you did in a 90-day circuit was get 5 clients. Okay, so you have 5 clients who sign up. All right. Now I round it so that I show you, instead of $14.99, we pay it as if it was $1,500, the 20%. Okay. So, well, excuse me, you're earning $1,500 from those sales, five people times the $300 direct payout. That's what I meant. And the coach revenue, the additional $900 per client, is $4,500. Okay, for the 60% part, you've earned $6,000 in 90 days coaching, having 1 call a week. Okay, for your group. All right, 5 clients, $6,000 a quarter. When you total that up for a year, you're at 24 grand in a year. Okay, type the word yes in the chat box if you are willing to increase your personal revenue $6,000 every 90 days. And all you would be required to do is get 5 clients. That's it. Okay. Now, let me show you, for those of you that say, oh, I can do better than that. And there are plenty that do better than that. Let's say 10 clients in 90 days. You got one 90-day circuit. You've got 10 clients that are participating. The numbers just simply double. Your revenue is $12,000 per quarter now. Okay. If you only do it once this year, you got an extra 12 grand, averages $1,000 a month. If you do it every quarter, well, you can start to do the math. Okay. And I'll show you that. Again, type the word yes if you're like, yeah, I love this model. Okay. Here's an example for those of you that say, I've got some hustle in me. I've got some connections in social media, on LinkedIn, et cetera, et cetera. And we'll show you how to use our powerful tools to go fishing for the right types of clients. Trust me, they're everywhere, right? There's 20-something million people unemployed looking for opportunity or looking for revenue. 20 people in your group would create $24,000 in one 90-day circuit. Type the word yes and put it in all caps if you would be willing to coach a group, one call every week to that group for $24,000 in revenue in 90 days. Okay, so if you said yes to 6,000 or you said yes to 12,000, I would imagine you also said yes to 24,000 for the same exact call. And that's what's awesome and powerful about this program. Okay, so now on top of it, what if you did this every quarter, right? They're broken up into 90-day segments. It's built to be quarterly so that you can literally build and block your year quarterly. And let's just say you run 4 in a year. Well, at 5 per session, you're going to make 24,000. Plus, we pay you on their $99 a month subscription. You're earning 20% or $20 every single month on their subscription. So you've got an extra $400 a year, assuming they don't cancel. All right. And our clients typically don't cancel, especially if you do a great job in coaching. They would never cancel. Trust me, because of the value of what the tech does to help them drive revenue. 10 in your group over the course of a year, if you did 4 groups a year, would be $48,000 a year. This is incredible additional part-time income. And if you do 1 a quarter, still with 1 call a week for a year, basically, that's 96 grand. You're almost at 100 grand. Well, you would be by the time you build in your passive income of 1,600 a month as an example. Okay. So now we have coaches that we just got certified that are sitting there saying, well, how many of these groups can I run in a 90-day session? And we said, as many as you can fill. And so we've got coaches that are already launching their groups, and some of them are launching with 2 groups in a 90-day segment. Do the math. And you can start to see, well, this gets really exciting very fast, okay? So we're happy to bring these solutions to market to change a lot of lives that are out there in the world, and including your own, if you become one of our coaches. Now, Tony Robbins, I'm a huge fan. Again, he's a guy I've been quoting for the past 20 years as well. Absolutely changed my life. He's a huge believer in coaching. Okay, if you take his program, you're going to invest roughly $85,000 a year. It's called the Platinum Partner Program, 85 grand for his year of coaching. All right, versus ours. All right, you can start to see the difference. And I love this quote. He said, "The secret to an extraordinary life is to demand more from yourself than anyone else could possibly ever expect. Raise your standards." When we do our coaching webinars and videos, this is the call to action to your customer to sign up for your Codebreaker coaching circuit. Raise your standard. If you want to live an extraordinary life, raise your standard. Demand more from yourself than anyone could possibly ever expect. If you can't answer yes to this, you probably don't qualify for our coaching program. And the reason is our clients around the world demand more for themselves, more for their business, more for their relationships, and more for their lives. So our coaches need to play at that standard level. If that's you, okay, if that's you, I want you to type the word yes in the chat box. Type the word yes in the chat box if you are the type that would hold yourself to this standard. If you're the type that's committed to living an extraordinary life. Okay, type the word yes in the chat box. And if you're sitting there saying, that's it, that's me, yes, 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 I'm in, okay? Then here's what we're looking for as your next step. The coaching certification program is going to include our virtual coaching certification sessions. Okay, I actually expanded it from 6 to 12. You're going to get our whole bank iOS system and all of the materials that support you to be the best coach ever. Okay, you get ongoing coaching training calls every single week. We provide training calls at no additional cost to our coaches to optimize you so that you can be the best coach, close the most sales, generate the most revenue, create the most impact. And you get your virtual business in a box, all of that included. This business is worth literally tens of thousands or even multiple 6 figures a year if you build it right. And the investment is simply a one-time opportunity of $5,000, a $5,000 investment plus $99 a month that pays for your tools and technology, your bank pass, the AI, and access to all of the course training materials inside the bank vault. Okay, so it's a one-time investment of $5,000. Unlike our trainer program that has annual licensing fees of $5,000 a year, the coaching program is just a one-time fee and it's a lifetime fee. The only other fee is the $99 a month, which is required for your tools and tech so that you can have the resources to do your coaching program, okay? So that's the investment, all right? Now, again, what's included? And we're doing this as a bonus, okay? For those of you that take massive action, and I'm someone who believes in taking massive action, opportunity doesn't wait for you to get around to it. It responds to the person who takes action. For those of you that do take action, and I'm gonna tell you exactly what we're looking for as your next step, if you take that next step within the next 60 minutes of this webinar, we are going to gift you our coaching program. Let me see. There we go. Our bank iOS coaching program for customers, for clients, our $1,499 Circuit 1, 90 days. We are going to gift that to you as a bonus for taking action to go through coach certification. Normally, you would buy that separately, and your investment, if you wanted to be a coach, would be $1,499 plus the $5,000. Certification, totally separate. But for those of you that email us in the next 60 minutes we are going to bonus you that $14.99 program. So basically reducing your investment by $1,499. Those are real dollars that we're talking about here. So if you say, I'm in, I want to start my own bank business, I want to take it to the bank, we're going to guide you through the process. All right. Again, it's not for everyone, but I will say this. I love this quote from Tony. He said, it's in your moments of decision that your destiny is shaped. Right now could be your first, maybe your last opportunity of a lifetime. There's insane demand like the market has never seen before, 3 times more than the collapse of 2008-9. Customers are begging for these solutions. We've got incredible supply to meet that demand. We built virtual digital products that are scalable globally. We've got distribution through our network of coaches all over the world and expanding. That would be you, capitalizing on that time right now. And of course, the fourth element of an opportunity of a lifetime is profit. And we just showed you a simple business model of making an extra $6,000, $12,000, or $24,000 a quarter by just simply filling up one group with 5, 10, or 20 clients. That's it. And if you were to multiply that and do that every quarter, you're looking at a business that's paying you $24,000, $48,000, or $96,000 a year. And by the way, that's only if you sell one circuit. 50% of the clients tend to opt towards purchasing the lifetime option, which potentially quadruples your money, okay? And I didn't even show you those examples. So if you're ready to take action, for those of you that I said that email us in the next 60 minutes, you're gonna send your request to coach@codebreakertech.com. Okay, so if you want to join our coach team, we're going to put one more batch of coaches into the marketplace here in the year 2020. Our next certification program starts September 2nd, coming out of Labor Day weekend. For those of you that are ready to ramp your revenues in the fall, we got some activities to give you between now and certification starting so that you're ready to optimize yourself. Send us an email. coach@codebreakertech.com. When you send us that email, you're going to get an automated response automatically with a link to download the application and order form. Again, the investment is a one-time investment of $5,000 plus $99 per month. Okay. And so that's the next step in order to qualify. If you've got questions, if you're sitting there saying like, man, I'm on the edge of my seat, send the email to coach@codebreakertech.com. And again, if you're selected, because there is a selection process, what I would like for you to tell us in the email is, number one, why you're so excited, who you are, where you're from, what you love about the idea, why we should pick you, okay? Like just tell us a little bit about you. I'd love to know your bank code and who referred you, okay? So I get that that's a little detailed list, but the point is, I just want to know a little bit more about you. Okay, before we just get applications coming in. And here's one of my favorite quotes here, because at the end of the day, what I've dedicated my entire professional life to is working with champions. I love to work with the 1%ers. I love to work with high achievers. I love to work with top producers, or I love to work with those that aspire to be. Not everybody is. They call it the 1% club because 99% don't make it. But my heart fell in love with people who are driven to succeed against all odds. I was one of those people. I didn't start off rich. I started off broke. I didn't have any money. My parents didn't pay for my college. I hustled. I worked at Little Caesars Pizza. I scooped ice cream on the weekends. I did anything and everything I could to literally create something for myself. And the reason I did that, when you look at the odds in the world, the odds are so heavily stacked against you and me. They're heavily stacked against the poor, the broke, the middle class. That was most everyone I knew. I didn't know rich people. And when you look at today's 65-year-olds, the statistics are dismal. 54% are dependent upon the government, church, and family, and that was before COVID-19. 36% were still working, McDonald's and Walmart, biggest employers of senior citizens, and that was before COVID-19. 5% are dead. You total those three groups up, you're at 95%, my friends. 95% of our country, the greatest land of opportunity, is broke by retirement age. That's not the life you want to live. That's not the life your clients want to live. Certainly not the life I want to live. 4% are financially independent. I used to get excited about that. I used to be a financial advisor trying to help my clients get to financial independence, until I found out the government's definition of financial independence was that they could live on $3,000 to $4,000 a month. If that's good enough for you, go for it. But that's not where our clients want to go. That's not the river they want to run. That's not the journey they want to take. And when you add all of that up, you come to 99%. So that only leaves 1%. It's called the wealthy 1%. The club that most of the time you never have a shot to get into. What if you could? To make it to the wealthy 1% club, you need a net worth of $5 million or more. What I'm committed to is I work fearlessly with those that aspire to make it to the 1% club. And I do everything I can to create the most opportunity to maximize your results, to optimize your business, to create the highest level of impact I possibly can for you and your family. So as you stare at this quote, as we finish out this webinar, your time is now to make your faith larger than your fears and your dreams bigger than your doubts. If you want to live an iconic life, right now is the time to start. So all you're going to do is you're going to email us, coach@codebreakertech.com. Tell us you're in. Tell us you want that application. Tell us who you are. Give us the reason to select you for our next group of certified coaches launching this coming fall. Just a few short weeks away. Summer is going to come and go faster than you know, and certification is going to be here before you know it. We're making the selection process for our coaching group over the next 8 weeks. If you want the bonus, we need to receive your email in the next 60 minutes to coach@codebreakertech.com. Why do we do that? Let me go ahead and just end, and I'll stop sharing my screen so you can see my face. We do that because I love people who take action. It doesn't matter what your bank code is. If you're a blueprint, we will give you literally a step-by-step implementable system with a complete guide and instructions on how to facilitate. We will walk you through the process. Every week, we are coaching our guides beyond certification to support you in your business so that you don't risk failure. Okay? We have all of the processes. This is one of the most budgetable, affordable investment opportunities on the planet. It's tax deductible. Most likely talk to your CPA on top of it. Okay. So everything should be about ROI. What I have found is that the risk of not doing it is far greater than the risk of doing it. And we'll show that to you. For those of you that are more action personality type, you could probably say, Sherry, you had me at hello. Like, you should have given me that email at the very beginning because I would have been the first to turn it in. All right. We've got some movers and shakers and millionaire makers. We've got people that are already filling up multiple groups as they're launching their coaching program, putting thousands of dollars into their pocket. Stephanie, who's our director of training, she also has a bank business, all right, that she grows. In her very first week, pulled in $7,000. Like, not a bad week, right? Okay. As an example, Mamie, you just landed like a coaching contract that was tens of thousands, maybe even 6 figures. Isn't that true? You're on mute, but that's okay. Okay. So if you want to get out there and hustle, like, we have the opportunity and we're the only ones in the marketplace. Like, we literally own the space. And if you saw the types of people and companies that we're partnering with, mind blown. Now, for those of you that are high nurturing, to be honest, most of our community is very high nurturing, very high action, very high nurturing. They're called from the inside. They feel tapped to be part of a higher calling in life, not just business. And I can share with you that this coaching program is transforming lives, not just businesses. Story after story after story of the impact. Churches that are doing it in their marriage ministries, school systems that are doing it for anti-bullying campaigns. I just got invited to be on a call that's coming up next week for a project, and I can't reveal what, but I can tell you that it's an initiative for the family and all things to do with the family. And they're looking at B.A.N.K as a cornerstone of that whole program. Like when you have something that taps on emotional intelligence and is connected to its spiritual intelligence, the divine, you have something that becomes priceless. $14.99 is nothing. What's the value of a marriage? Well, ask the person who just filed for divorce. What's the value of having an amazing parenting relationship? Ask the parent whose child just ran away or who just committed suicide. This last week, true story, we were in the middle of finalizing some of our programs behind the scenes, and one of our lead designers behind the scenes said, guys, I need to take a break, but my niece just committed suicide, or my nephew, just married and had a 9-month-old baby, committed suicide. Married, 9-month-old baby, 20-something years old, commits suicide. How can we let that happen? More than 3,000 teenagers a day are attempting suicide, and this was before COVID-19. Suicide rates are up, not down. Domestic violence is up, not down. Divorce rates are up, not down. COVID-19 brought out a very ugly, dark side of humanity. The race riots, I mean, I could go on and on. The human race, in my opinion, is at risk. And if we don't collectively heal what's broken inside of people, it will continue to self-destruct. Why so many nurturers gather behind the B.A.N.K movement is because what it does to optimize the human being, way beyond business, way beyond sales. Sales is just where it started. It's certainly not where we end. So nurturers, we're looking for those that are crusaders, that are mission driven, that want to hold up the B.A.N.K flag and go create that impact for people. And for those of you that would classify yourself as a knowledge, like I said, the science that backs B.A.N.K, mind blowing. The research that's coming out, priceless. And you have access to all of the archives of every piece of data that we have to go supercharge your clients, to give them the reservoir and the library of things that they need to run great businesses and great lives. You have access to that. Okay, you get to be the genius that brings it to them. So when you look at it and you're like, man, there's a place for every single personality type inside the B.A.N.K ecosystem. That is the power of B.A.N.K. We are inclusive like no one else in the world. Everyone matters. All businesses matter. Okay. So if you want to be part of our movement, then Stephanie, you can go ahead. Let's put up the poll. I love to have this poll question come up, and you can put yourself into one of these categories. And at the end of the day, I'm not attached to your decision. Whatever is best for you, your future, your family, and your legacy, choose wisely. Because although, you know, they say there's a million ways to make $1 million, there are very few mentors and masters who will give their time and who dedicate their life so that you've got your shot at the 1% club. You might hear people talk about it, but very few actually help guide their people hand in hand through the process. And that is who I am. Okay, that's what I'm banking on. All right, so just rank yourself. Stephanie, if you want to unmute yourself, you can ask this question, walk people through the questions, and you guys have the email box of what to do next.
Sure. So we have 3 choices. The first is I'm in. I'm going to send an email to coach@codebreakertech.com to apply to be a Codebreaker coach. And we already have 18 people that have said yes to that. We have option 2, which is I'd prefer to be a client of this methodology. And we didn't really go into too much detail, but you get a little sense for what we're going to be coaching people. And we do have the option of you purchasing the coaching program for $14.99 or our tools, which we can give you more information about. And then option 3 is, I need more information to make a decision, and I will email coach@codebreakertech.com. We have at least 9 people who have said they're going to do that. So, and their responses are still rolling in as I speak. So please go ahead and make your selection. I'll leave this poll up so people can take their time to respond.
And, you know, as you guys are looking at the numbers, for example, 33 people of 74 have voted at this moment in time. The other people are likely our coaches that are watching in, right? They're already in. And Stephanie, for our future poll, let's add one that says, I'm already a coach, like no brainer.
Yeah.
I saw some of that in the chat box. Like, our coaches are raving fans. And look, we can't filter their comments. Like, technically a coach could come out here and be like, guys, this is the worst thing I've ever done. Get your money back, right? Like, we just don't have that at Bank. You know, Codebreaker, like, we're committed to awesomeness. You could probably tell that in who we are in real life. Like, trust me, if we were running the rivers right now, you'd want to hop in our boat. Okay. Like, where we're heading, where we're taking people is like where no one's gone before. This is amazing. And when you go to bed at night, you get to smile on your face and your heart feels full, because you really made a difference, not just $1. And I love that about our company. I've never been a part of a company that is more mission driven and movement driven, not just money driven. Our philosophy internally is people before profits. And that's so important, because there's a great divide that's happening out there in the world. And those of you that are spiritually in tune are probably realizing that those that were profits before people, that are willing to take money at all costs, that are willing to sell you anything and deliver nothing, those days are gone. And what humanity is looking for is people who vibrate at higher and higher levels, people who are emotionally intelligent and spiritually intelligent, but still financially relevant. That rhymed. That was really cool. Emotionally intelligent, spiritually intelligent, but still financially relevant. Capture that. Okay. And the reason is guys, we're still trading, you know, businesses are still run on cash, even if it's not fiat, it might be crypto, but there's still transactions that are happening. And they've been happening since the beginning of time. It's just in the beginning of time, it was literally called a barter, where you could trade chickens for cows or eggs or whatever, right? In our world, currencies are traded. People pay cash, people pay credit, people pay fiat, people pay crypto, digital. But either way, they pay. And that means revenues are being generated for businesses. And if you show them a way to impact their revenue and a way, bonus, to impact their relationships, who wouldn't be your client? Like, no brainer. Okay. And that's what we'll show you. And there are doors that are opening for our company. Like we're at the beginning. I've been working on this for 20 years, but the beginning always looks like this. Even though we've done tens of millions of dollars in revenue, the beginning always looks like this. And then you'll see it ramp. You'll see it ramp. And you want to be part of the ramp. And that's where fortunes are made. As Bank becomes a worldwide brand, and trust me, I'm not dying before it does. As Bank becomes a worldwide brand, as we build a worldwide movement, the question is, do you want to get in early, or do you want to watch us as we're already over the bell curve? Okay, those are called the laggards, right? The late bloomers. Okay. Stephanie, anything else that you want to add? Mamie, anything else that you want to add? I know that we went a little bit over for this piece of it for the polling and question parts coming, but I'm happy if we need to answer a few last questions before we go.
Well, we were booked as a 90-minute webinar, and I don't know if people have
questions.
We're
15 minutes early then.
Yeah, we're 15 minutes early. So if people have questions, go ahead and post in the chat box. There is one question I did say, which someone asked if we were a certified B Corp. So I don't know what the company's official designation is, Sherry.
A B Corp?
Yeah. Usually
I've never heard, I don't know
Corp.
what a B Corp is.
Yeah, usually it's a C Corp or an S Corp. So I'm not sure what that.
Well, we're an LLC.
Yeah, okay.
But regardless, I own several companies and it's structured as an LLC. And our coaches would be 1099 independent contractors. And then we simply pay you your revenues earned, and we 1099 you at the end of the year. Okay. So you know, everything that you invest in your business, this is considered a business, an opportunity to become a coach. Some people do it part-time. Some people do it full-time as they're ramping their business and they're starting to realize, wow, this is incredible revenue. Like, you know, you might ditch other opportunities to build this one out, whatever. Like you can do it part-time or full-time. If you do it spare time, you'll probably make spare change. If you do it part-time, you'll make part-time income. If you do it full-time, you could make full-time or big time. Like it's as high as you want to go.
Do you want to mention at all, Sherry, the potential passive revenue that coaches can also earn?
Yeah, I love passive income because I'm a fan of Rich Dad Poor Dad. The cash flow quadrant, if you've read Rich Dad Poor Dad and the sequel, the cash flow quadrant is all about how do you have money working for you instead of you working for money. The coaching program is a hybrid of self-employed, you know, the self-employed quadrant where you make a sale, you get paid, but you need that income. And the residual billing income comes from the monthly subscriptions to create recurring revenue. Now, let me give you some perspective. You go get 20 people signed up for your coaching program, just as a number, you're going to earn $400 a month in residual billing from that one group. Okay. And they need to subscribe for a minimum of 90 days. So that's $400 a month for at least 90 days. Many continue. I used to be a real estate investor. I used to own like $8 million of property. I was trying to play the game Monopoly in real life and collect 22 properties, which is how many are around the board, blah, blah. And if I could get a rental property to cash flow me, positive cash flow, $100 a month, it was like I hit the jackpot. After paying all my expenses, mortgage, payments, etc., if I could make $100 on a property, I was hitting the jackpot. And the risk that comes with real estate is ridiculous. Something breaks, there goes your profit, maybe for the year, maybe for 3 years worth. And yet, here you get 20 people in your coaching program, you're at $400 a month, the equivalent of you closing on 4 real estate properties, as an example, without the downside risk. So residual billing income, I'm a huge fan of. I believe in massive and passive income streams, and everything that we do creates that opportunity. And by the way, our coaches are authorized resellers of our entire product line, not just the coaching program. So if you sell my Why They Buy book that you see in the background, a digital copy, you get paid $4 every time someone buys that book, and we sell thousands of those every month. And if you offer just our subscriptions, there's going to be people who don't do the coaching program or don't start yet, and they want to say, hey, how can I just subscribe to your digital tech products? No problem. Sell them a subscription, you get paid. There's also going to be people who say, hey, I want to become one of your certified trainers. We've got roughly 150 certified and licensed bank trainers, which are different than coaches. Our trainers teach live workshops, our signature series courses, not virtual and not the Bank iOS. Bank iOS is exclusive to just coaches. Okay. Many of our trainers are also coaches, and many of our coaches choose to also become trainers. That's up to you. But if you refer a trainer, you get paid 20% on their certification fees, which you can earn anywhere from $3 to $5 grand just on referring us a trainer. All right. And that's just extra revenue, money in the bank. Okay. So that just gives you an example of the types of revenues that you can earn. And by the way, if you refer us a coach, we pay you for that too. We pay you 20% of the $5 grand. You make $1,000. It's called MAGIC. I love it. MAGIC is an acronym that stands for Make a Grand in Commission. You find us a coach, MAGIC's going to show up in your bank account, and we're going to wire you $1,000 on every coach you refer. Why? Because we need more coaches. Guys, we're scaling globally. We have clients in 180 countries. And we've got less than 150 coaches. You can do the math. That's like an average of less than 1 coach per country. All right. So we're going to do a lot of growth coming up.
In fact, that's a great way, Sherry, to earn your investment back right away. So once you become a coach and you pay your fee, then you can earn on any referrals. So that's how I made $7,000 in the very first week of this program. Brand new program. We had just launched it for the first time. And the first week I recruited several coaches and also recruited people who wanted to take the training. And so I earned commissions off of the referral for the training and for the coach the coaches that I found and made $7,000 in 7 days. So that's a great, you don't have to wait around to be certified to start making money. We will set you up as an authorized reseller, and then you can start to earn your investment back right away.
Yeah, and it's huge. Like I'm looking at your clients or your comments here in the box, like Yvette Simmons says, it saved my marriage in 8 hours. Like just do the math, not just the emotional bank account, but what's it cost to go through divorce? Like it's crazy, right? I have a very good friend that's basically preparing to go through divorce right now. And he's sitting here going like, I wish that we had bank earlier in our marriage than before it was too late. Like, again, you hear these stories left and right. Okay. Karen Miller-Wise, you said, I'm going to sign up again. Cool. Double down, baby. Any other questions coming in? Now's your time to ask. Whatever questions you have. Like technically I have 9 minutes left that I'm willing to give. If you guys want any of my time.
If you get a chance to ask Sherry a question, you should take it. Because now you've got her attention. She's a busy woman. So ask away, ask away.
You guys are getting coached and mentored by the best, by the way. The team that we've assembled, I mean, you've got Esther Wildenberg. She's the CEO of this company coming from Europe. At the age of 33, she was the CEO of a company doing $500 million in revenue in Europe. Do the math. She's the CEO of Codebreaker Tech. Okay. I stepped to the chairman position, passed her the torch to run and build this company. She knows exactly what she's doing. She's opened up countries around the world at the helm of this. Looks like power women. We don't have any of our power men on here, but men can apply too. We won't hold it against you. We have amazing men that are part of our community, and the type of men that associate with B.A.N.K, incredible men. They're emotionally intelligent, right? They have the ability to work with power women in a way that doesn't intimidate them. And we are emotionally intelligent in the core of our company. It's part of our brand standard. You look at Mamie Lamley, like Mamie Lamley, she's a secret weapon, and do not underestimate her. She's one of the nicest people. She wants to come babysit. We said, okay, come on over, right? And Mamie, we would have taken you up on that last night, our first night, taking little baby Kai through the night, like, oh my gosh, okay. But, you know, Mamie closes 6-figure contracts, 6 figures. She closes $100,000 plus coaching deals with companies. Mamie, you want to speak to that? Like, what has B.A.N.K done for you? Why don't you come out here and share a quick minute?
I got it. It's amazing. B.A.N.K is a game changer. And the last company I just worked with, Sherry, I think I just posted, we're replacing MBTI with B.A.N.K. That's going to be their tool of choice. And this company was ready to get dissolved. And in 90 minutes, we were able to turn them around. And what we didn't realize is that they were about to pay a fee of $70,000 to dissolve their business. And in 90 minutes, B.A.N.K saved their business. And today, I would say we are 6 hours later after I've done consulting with them, they have begun to triple their business online. That is what B.A.N.K is so powerful about. And the coaching business, I've been in a lot of different coaching businesses. This is the first time that I know, and this is why I stand behind it. This is the first program that can measure not just business, but it ties and balances the mind with the heart. We have 6 different intelligences that we're going to be working you through. 3 of them help you with your mindset and your business. That's business intelligence, sales intelligence, and artificial intelligence. And then we balance it out with personality intelligence, emotional intelligence, and the highest rank of intelligence is spiritual. And that's what we are all about. Sherry's a genius. We've combined all 6 intelligences together to help you balance and take your life to the next level. So come join us, because we've got opportunities, we've got the systems, we've got the community that will support you. And this will be a no-brainer, because you get to self-master intelligence that will help grow you, your business, and your relationships. So come join us. Have fun.
Mamie, thank you for sharing. And I'm just going to highlight something that you just said. Like, not only is your story like, wow, and kapow, right? But on top of it, like, if you just think worst case scenario, I love, as an investor, as an opportunity seeker, I love looking at the worst case scenario. Okay, this is good for you to analyze. The worst case scenario. What is the worst thing that could happen if you invest $5,000? Not only is it tax deductible, you will be surrounded by some of the coolest, most optimized human beings on the planet that are committed to life mastery in 6 dimensions, and your own life mastery in these 6 dimensions. What if all you did was become the student and never never sold a thing, but all you did was optimize yourself in personality intelligence, where you understand people like no tomorrow. Sales intelligence, where you can get the yes and you can shorten sales cycles, you can triple conversions like you've never seen before, making it easier than ever before to do business of any type. What if you could optimize yourself in emotional intelligence, becoming the person that everyone connects with? What types of opportunities would that create for you, and relationships would that impact for you? What about if you could master artificial intelligence to the point where you can shave hours off your day of stuff that I used to have to look up for marketing, for sales, profiling people, trying to do my best guesswork. Instead, I can click one button and the AI can do it for me. That's the future of sales. That's why Forbes wrote us up. Business intelligence, rather than winging spaghetti noodles against the wall like most entrepreneurs and most small businesses can't even afford to bring on the team of analysts to show them business analytics. We show entrepreneurs how to track relevant business intelligence that move the needle. And what if all you did was get connected to your spiritual intelligence and your divine reason for even being here in the first place? B.A.N.K might become your primary gig. B.A.N.K might be your side gig that optimizes and fuels you in the direction that you were born and predestined to go. And what if all that's happened? Is that worth a $5,000 investment in you? Well, I can tell you, if you want personal coaching with me, it's 20 grand. So $5,000 and you get all of this inside of this package is like ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. I say it's redonkulous. Okay. And let me just answer a few questions since we got 2 more minutes. I know you guys were typing them in. Can you talk about the marketing? Yes. So the marketing is whatever you want it to be, but we're going to guide you. And we do training. We talk about what types of posts people, and the cool thing, our community is so cool. People are sharing their best practices because that's the culture that we create. A rising tide raises all ships. So we share, marketing swipe copy. Here's posts that you can use on Facebook or on Instagram or on LinkedIn professionally, looking for the types of groups to associate with. There's a group that we're assembling right now that wants to be like our internal special ops team that's really gonna push the pedal to the metal. Like, there's all types of cool things. We do a call every Thursday at 1:00 p.m. Pacific. And that call is recorded if you can't make it. But most of our coaches make it live. They just plan it into their day. And that's a call that you can get on every single week. It doesn't cost you anything. You just have to be an active coach. And you can get on that call and you can ask any questions. And our leaders bring topics. They bring guest speakers. And we're teaching you every dynamic of business that we know. Sales, marketing, lead generation, all of it. Okay, so our goal is to help you win. Some of you come to the party already optimized and you're like, I've got a database of people. I could do a webinar rollout tomorrow. Awesome. We're going to show you how to go get customers. Some people pre-sell their coaching packages, launching into the future when they're certified. Maybe they're throwing in some extra bonuses for the first groups of people. We'll teach you how to do that also. And you can recoup your money before you even get certified. You can do what Stephanie did. She generated $7,000, more than covering the cost of the program in her first week by simply referring it, looking for coaches. because we pay you $1,000 for every person. You go refer 5 coaches, you got your $5,000 back. You haven't even started. Okay. So those are examples and ideas. All right. Any other questions that you saw come in, or we're actually at the 90-minute mark?
I think that there was just one more question around, no, I can't find it.
Oh, someone said, what am I most proud of?
Yeah, Karen said that.
Okay. Well, now that you ask me now, I'm most proud of our little baby Kai. And I can't tell you how that's transformed me. Going from business owner, hardcore driver, world changer, speaking everywhere. I was told by a company in the last year that of the top 5 female speakers in the world that they book, which include Oprah Winfrey and Michelle Obama, that I am one of the 5. And you take all of that and then you package it up in a little baby boy that my wife and I got to bring to the world. And I would say that I am most proud of that. And I'm proud of who he's going to become. He's going to be the first child in the world that is raised 24/7 in the bank codes. And I can't wait. Like if we were looking at this like the Truman Show and we were all looking in at like through a virtual world at what's going to happen to little baby Kai, watch the boy, the man that this little guy is going to become as a result of being around the bank codes 24/7. It'll be unlike anything we've ever seen. And that's what's possible for the future. And one last thing that I'll share about it, because I think this is so important. For everyone who says money doesn't buy you happiness, I'm going to say bull. Because that little guy required a minimum of a 6-figure investment from my wife and I to bring him here. By the time we did all of the medical procedures, sperm donation, IVF, doctor's fees, and all of it, it was a minimum out of our pocket of 6 figures. Then he was born 10 weeks early and went into the NICU. He was born at 30 weeks. We were worried that we would lose him, but we were faithful that we wouldn't. And thank you for all of our community members who really prayed voraciously for us. That little guy turned into such a miracle. And one day I was in the NICU. We went every single day for 5 weeks in a row. He just came home 2 days ago. And I asked the nurse, what does it cost for a baby to be in the NICU? I was thinking maybe like $1,000 a day or something. And she's like, no, some of these bills can be upwards of $1 million. I'm like, $1 million. Thank goodness for insurance, which we have. But wow. So our out-of-pocket expense to create that little human and to bring him here with God's help was over $100,000. And had we been someone who did not have access to those incomes and revenues, that never would have been possible. It just would have been a dream. And we would have started to say, well, we can't have a baby. We can't afford to have a baby. To pay for a surrogate, just for a surrogate to carry a baby is over $30,000. So money absolutely brought us one of the best happinesses of our life. And now that we have him here, you couldn't pay me $1 million or 10 million or 100 million or $1 billion to take him back. So it just became priceless. So money, my friends, is a very important tool. And I'm an advocate of you making more money than you ever thought possible, as long as you stay a good human being, emotionally intelligent, and optimized to do good in the world. And then you deserve all of it. So that's what I'm proud of. Was that a long answer?
Thanks, Sherry. That was beautiful. And I think those of us who are mommies agree with you and understand that sentiment completely.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I got to go. Got a little man to feed and a family to take care of. So for those of you that are opting in, you're jumping down a rabbit hole that's about to change your life. And I'll promise you that. And for those of you that are not sure, email the coach box, have a conversation with our team, get your questions answered, and then make a powerful decision. If you require financing, we do have some financing terms that we can talk you through, and make sure it's a good fit. What we don't take is people who can't rub two nickels together. And the reason is, like, you've got to figure out how to create resources, and you know, that's why the bank product is built. Go learn how to get more yeses, become a client of our company, buy my book. Like, worst case scenario, get access to some things that can help you along the way, and then step into it, get committed. I was broke too. Read my book. There's a chapter where I talked about living in a storage unit for 18 months. Being so broke, my car was breaking down. It was nicknamed Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, and I didn't even have a toilet. I had to go buy a 5-gallon bucket called the Luggable Loo, but because I was a whitewater rafting guide, I knew exactly how to pee in a bucket. And for 18 months, I built the prototype of B.A.N.K inside the storage unit. I'm someone who believes where there's a will, there's a way. And if you have the will, you'll find a way, and you could take that to the bank. I'm out. Thanks, everyone. Have a great night.
All right, with that, good night, everyone. Thank you. You've got your coach at codebreakertech.com. Email if you need it. You know where to reach us. Mamie and I will be answering emails for the next hour. And if you want to set up a time to chat with any of us, we will schedule those calls tonight for the next few days, and we will respect your decision to, we'll give you the deal as long as you send us an email in the next hour, okay? So even if you decide you want to sign up later, you need to sign up next week, whatever, then we will still honor this deal as long as you send us an email in the next 60 minutes. So please do that. And with that, we're just going to wish you a great night, and we're looking forward to working with the next set of coaches. And by the way, the next set of coaching certification does start in the fall, but we have assignments for you over the summer. So you're not going to be sitting around doing nothing. We're going to start to give you work right away. We're going to give you some assignments. You're going to have some pre-work, success work to get you ready for certification so that you can take it to the bank in the fall. All right. So with that, good night, everybody.